Oh, man, it's cold. Ooh, my goodness. Yeah, I'm super glad that I did not bring the skiff out. Whew, goodness, I don't know how much more I'm gonna take of this. Yeah, it's very cold. My hands are already freezing. We'll drive down towards the end of the dike to see if anything else looks like worthy of fishing. And then, did I say we'll walk or did I say we drive? Yeah, that's what I meant, drive. Oh gosh, that's it. I'm done right here, son. Oh my gosh. Whew, I can barely feel my hands. Yeah, if it doesn't work out here, we'll just go home to the garage and give everybody the 1 month update on the skiff. So right here is gonna be our better opportunity. You see all the structure? Casting down in there. Chances of getting stuck are super high, but that's where the fish are gonna be. And you know, this is what was gonna happen that I knew. Like getting my skiff in time from those guys and it taking exceptionally long. I was like, it's gonna, you know, I'm not gonna get it until the winter hits. And I'm gonna have to pretty much wait to do all my funnest fishing till next season. 2020 has just been a horrible year. Yeah. What's up, buddy? Where are the fish at, bro? Help us out. He's chasing your lure.
There ain't no fish. That's a really bad sign, honestly.
Yeah. You know it's bad when they're chasing your lure because they don't see bait. He's like, somebody please throw something. That's how clear the water is too, that he can see it, like the shimmer from everything that's reflective on the lure. And look at that, he's got another buddy. All right, last cast, son. The 1 month update that I have for the H Skiff 13. This bad girl is absolutely beautiful. It has been a very slow going process with adding anything to her. Unlike what I do over here on this side, we've got a kayak with a trolling motor right there. That is relatively easy for me to set up because I've been doing kayaking for the past 11 years, which is what prompted me to purchase this right here. H Skiff 13, as its name says, it's a 13-foot long skiff, micro that is, and it's just a whole lot sexier, way faster, no more wasting time commuting back and forth from the launch to the fishing grounds, which is why I purchased her. She acts like a kayak in the water, but has one mean attitude when it comes to speed. So going to like the upgrades and everything that did not come installed from the dealer, it has been very slow going in what I want to do because it's a fiberglass hull and I don't want to put holes inside her that really don't need to be there. So I've been taking it very slow. Here we are 1 month later and I've only added a few features. First one being the Humminbird. We've got a Helix 7 right here, and I used to use that over here on my kayak right behind me, and I decided, hey, let's just go ahead and transfer it over because I already have it. It's going to save a little bit of money. We definitely need eyes under the water, especially whenever I'm commuting at high speeds. The skimmer transducer that we've got right here, angled down a little bit, that's what I found works the best. I tried 3 different configurations where it was raised a little bit, even with the keel, or not the keel, but the bottom of the hull didn't work. And so when I angled it down and raised it up, but angled down, it started working. But whenever I would get to like maybe 16 plus mile an hour, you lose the image. So I lowered it a bit more to keep the water constantly flushing over the bottom side of that transducer, and it works perfectly. We got a high speed reading, and I can see whenever I have depth changes, commuting back and forth from the ramp to the fishing grounds, that definitely helps out. It gives me a warm fuzzy that I'm not going to run over some oyster or the shell reefs that the Galveston Bay here in Texas is known for. It will mess up lower units. Case in point is right here. So check out that. It looks like a darn serrated knife again. Pretty deep gouges. Right now I have Manatee Marine Unlimited looking for a replacement prop for me. That's a pitch 9. I'm able to go anywhere from 22 to 25 miles an hour on a solo trip. Depends on how much extra weight I'm carrying on board. That depends on how fast you're going to be able to go. So I have them looking into another pitch 9 replacement prop to carry out there with me, and then also a pitch 10, possibly even a pitch 11. And we're going to see what the high-end speed is that I can achieve with those props. So yeah, having the Humminbird is a necessity. That's going to let me see how deep of water I'm working with, and how fast I'm going to be traveling while I'm out there in the open stuff. And then also for navigating, there's no more guessing where the channel is at. They're all marked on there on the internal maps that it has. So that is a nice addition. It was the very first thing that I added to it. The power that's running this fella is the same battery that I had on the kayak. This is FPV power, 17.5 amp hour. It's got an inline fuse right there, and that's going to protect the juice and the unit from acting up or possibly messing anything up. I drilled a hole right up under the lip of the live well, so you can't see it. It's only, I want to say it's like a 1/4 inch thick, somewhere around there, and it runs down below into the center console, which you have like storage right here, but if you take this out, you can access everything that's behind there. And so that's a good thing. The transducer cable is ran all the way underneath the deck, and we come over here. This is where it exits. I opted not to drill through the transom back here, or I mean, yeah, I guess you could call it that. I didn't want to put any holes. This right here is some 3M sticky tape behind some starboard, and I just got the transducer drilled right into that. It works perfect. You got some cable clip holders that holds my wire, and this will be easy to replace right here, the cap, and then I got a rubber grommet from West Marine. So the fish finder works really well. I've already got several trips with that underneath my belt, and it's awesome having eyes under the water again. The next thing that we added to it is the push-pull. This one is from Fibertex, and it's the Stiffy brand. It's a graphite push-pull. It literally weighs next to nothing. Looks are very deceiving. It's 16 feet long, 2 8-foot segments, and that was one of the requirements that I asked them about. I was like, hey, can I get your top of the line one, which is I think the Extreme series, but Bruce over at Stiffy or Fibertex told me that we can't do that one in a 2-piece. It's got to be a 1-piece, so that was a no-go. We stepped down one line and we got the guide series, and that's what you're looking at right here. Very capable, super lightweight, and it's going to allow me, whenever I have to pull up the trolling motor, it will allow me to be able to continue propelling the skiff in the skinniest of water. So we've got that right there. That was just added about, I want to say, a week and a half ago. And then the next item we have is the Minn Kota, the power drive. This one is the a 55-pound thrust with a 48-inch shaft, and it's a 12-volt system. So that guy was the missing link to having a very successful day out there on the water. For all of y'all that follow the channel because of my kayak fishing, it's the same exact motor that we got here. It is saltwater rated, so both of them are saltwater rated. They're Riptides, and this one's a 45-pound thrust. That one up there on the Skiff is the 55-pound, as I said. And the spot lock technology, the autopilot, like the heading button, and everything else in between that these trolling motors feature, make it an absolute necessity to have whenever you're in possibly 6 inches or deeper of water. They pay for themselves, and you really, like, once you've had an opportunity to use one of these units, you truly see the full capability of your fishing platform. So I knew right from the get-go, like, yes, I'm gonna need a Minn Kota, and I am happy to say that she just got installed, and just, it's night and day difference what I'm able to do out there while on the water. We can truly start hunting down the reds the way I do in the kayak. She, believe it or not, the H Skiff 13 is capable of beaching herself and then getting unbeached, for lack of a better term, with the use of the push-pull or the trolling motor. What I have an advantage with over here on the Minn Kota is the fact that when you deploy the motor, I can raise it up and down, and y'all can see that I've got some marks with the Sharpie. I'll figure out how to permanently put these there. This lets me know how high I can go and then how low I can lower the unit itself. So essentially, in the deployed mode, I can, this is, let's just say hypothetically, this is my water line. I can put that motor right there to where I am right at the water line, and it's even with the keel. So I'm literally going in about maybe 3 inches or less of water. It does make a chopping noise because the top of it is gasping for air, or not gasping for air, but gasping some air, and it's making a chop noise. I'm willing to live with that in order to get into some of the skinny stuff. Once I get to an area that looks juicy, then we kill the motor and the push-pull comes into play. So everything works in conjunction with each other. The motor is going to allow me to fish the deeper water, stay anchored without the use of a traditional anchor, and it's just absolutely spectacular. Now, quite a few of y'all have asked on my Instagram and Facebook, what batteries are you using? That is right here. These are my Kayak batteries. They are also FPV power. I have 2 of them. They're 50 amp hours, 12 volt, and they're hooked in parallel by use of these little adapters right there. Connects straight to the trolling motor itself, and then we've got 100 amp hours of juice out there. That 100 amp hours is plenty enough juice to run this Minn Kota down here all day long. I mean, I've done 11 hours on the water and didn't run out of power. So the Skiff is approximately 200 pounds heavier, and I don't think that I'm gonna even come close to running her to empty, because the outboard that we have on the Skiff is gonna do all the heavy duty work. It's gonna get me from the ramp to the fishing grounds, whereas over here on this side, the batteries from the trolling motor, that was the only propulsion system that we have. That's where the kayak is basically lacking. it has 0 speed. You're subjected to 3 miles an hour, somewhere around there is like what my top speed is, 3.2, something like that. And you're talking like if you want to go about 4 miles away, 5 miles, it's going to take you 2 hours to commute to that water. So the trolling motor batteries, these FPVs right over here, were basically the ones that were moving me around on the kayak. So it's plenty of power since they don't have to move the skiff from the ramp to the fishing grounds. The motor does that, and then we're going to have all day juice with these FPV power batteries. Both of them together in combination weigh a total of like 14 and some change pounds. So each one is about 7 pounds, and they're lithium. So I mean, it's just a spectacular battery all the way around. They are encapsulated, water submersible. So no need to worry about lithium being out there on the water if they get wet. Everything is protected, and there's internal circuitry that also protects the battery from overloading anything towards the motor. So just a spectacular and phenomenal battery. I've been using the FPV Power brand for the past, I want to say close to 3 years now, and I have not had any issues whatsoever. So definitely I trust that brand, and I'm a creature of habit, very brand loyal. So I'm gonna stick with those right there. And then that's pretty much it. That's all I have added to the Skiff itself. Now this is like somewhat of an unsung hero. These Smith guide bars for the trailer, definitely had to add those. So let's back up really quick. These were the first things that I added, because whenever you're launching the Skiff, I can see it in the rear view mirror of my truck, and I can back a trailer like no one else. And trying to back the trailer without the Skiff on it, I couldn't see the trailer whatsoever. So it's like, oh my gosh, I had to use my side rear view mirrors to get it within view, and it was just super tough. So that's why I added these guide little posts on it, and it makes visibility just like perfect. Plus it also has some lights, so just a little added feature for being able to see out there on the water. There has been a lot, and I'm talking a lot of comments. I'm thinking it's because of the curiosity that y'all have. Hardly anybody has seen these H skiffs. They are out there. I think there's about 9+ H skiffs here in Texas. And then throughout the US, I'm not too sure. I'd have to ask the dealer, which is Manatee Marine Unlimited out of Palmetto, Florida. It's the greater Tampa area. There's a young gentleman by the name of Julian who is the owner, and he is the sole US dealer that imports these micro skiffs into the US. So definitely recommend contacting those guys. Their information is going to be linked in my video description down below, so check it out. And I will say this again, it's not that I don't want to tell y'all how much this thing costs, or I'm embarrassed about how much it costs. That couldn't be further from the truth. It's just like a vehicle. Based off of the way you have your particular skiff set up, that's gonna be your total cost. So the way I have mine set up it's probably not going to be the way yours would be set up. You may not want a center console. You may not want an internal 6-gallon fuel tank. You may not want a polling platform. You may not want full C-deck matting on it. So if I were to tell you the cost that I paid, it's automatically going to deter you, like, oh my gosh, no way, forget that. And you're not even going to look into it. You could probably get it way cheaper than what I did, minus some of the bells and whistles that it comes with. So mine is darn near loaded. There's only a few features that I opted not to get based off of my fishing style. So I always say to everyone who asks, contact the dealer, just ask a few simple questions, and then you're going to be able to see if it's for you or not. So yep, 1 month with her. I am super pleased with how skinny she can get. I'm finding out very quickly that she may be able to replace the little beast down here, which is the Old Town autopilot that was given to me by Johnson Outdoors and Old Town Canoe and Kayaks. This skiff can do everything that that kayak can do, but a whole lot better, a whole lot faster, and she's just downright sexy in every way possible. The true meaning of a micro skiff. Looks just like a full-size one, but just micro-sized down to proportion to do what it is that a kayak can do, but a whole lot better. The only thing that I will not do with this is take her into some of the marsh systems that is just loaded with oyster. And for those of y'all that know the Freeport area, possibly even like the Brazoria area, here in Texas, you know that there are some oyster like laden places that will completely destroy a fiberglass hull. So those are what I'm saving this platform. If I know I want to go out there and experience a day on the water doing something like that, well then obviously you got to be smart. Leave this girl at home. Take the other one that's got a plastic hull, and you know, you just tear into the fishing. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. It's because of y'all's dedication to viewing the channel, the videos that I produce on a daily, that I'm able to afford something like this. So because of every bit of love and support that y'all show, Google sends me a paycheck every month. Patreon, all my patrons send me a paycheck every month. And all them pennies that were saved in the bank from that has been able to afford this right here. No financing, it was just purchased with cash, and I have each and every one of y'all to thank for it. If you're new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, and you're enjoying the content and want to see more, then click that subscribe button. Also ring the notification bell icon, because that will, YouTube will let you know whenever I drop a new video, and you don't want to miss everything. You will get behind in a heartbeat, because I try to drop one video every 2 days. So there's a lot of content that will come, and I don't want you to miss it. Plus it helps to support the channel as well. All right, that will do it. Don't forget to check out the video description down below. Lots of important links and information. If you have the questions, check down there first. You're probably going to find the answer to it. And yeah, thank you so much again for tagging along on this vlog video. And until next time, tight lines, y'all.